I found out my sister had been secretly paying my rent. My landlord called me while I was at work and asked why I was moving out. I laughed because I thought he had the wrong tenant. "What are you talking about?" I asked. He sounded confused. Then he said, "Your sister told me she can't keep paying your rent anymore." I went completely quiet. Because for the last 2 years, I thought my boyfriend had been paying it. I lost my job when the company I worked for suddenly shut down. My boyfriend hugged me and said, "Stop worrying, I'll take care of us until you get back on your feet." I cried. I honestly thought I was going to marry him, but after a few months his support started feeling different. Whenever we argued, he reminded me that he paid the rent. If I bought something for myself, he'd say, "Must be nice spending money when someone else keeps a roof over your head." Eventually, I stopped going out. I stopped disagreeing with him, because every argument ended with the same sentence: "You'd be homeless without me." And I believed him. So when my landlord mentioned my sister, I called her immediately. She sighed and said, "I was going to tell you. I lost my job, and I can't keep paying your rent." I asked, "You've been paying it?" She went quiet. Then she said, "For almost 2 years." She explained that she knew I wouldn't accept the money directly, so she sent it through my boyfriend. Then I asked, "Did he know it was coming from you?" She sounded confused. "Of course, I sent it to him every month." My hands started shaking. He knew. Every time he called me a burden. Every time he said I should be grateful. He knew my sister was paying the rent. I left work early and confronted him. I asked, "Why did you let me believe you were paying for everything?" He shrugged. "I was still paying for other things." I stared at him. "You watched me apologize for being a burden while my sister was paying for our apartment." Then he said, "You were happier when you thought I was taking care of you." That was when I realized the truth. He liked feeling needed, and making me feel helpless gave him control. I packed a bag that night. He said I was ending our relationship over money, but it was never about money. It was about how many times he watched me feel small, and chose to let me. When I told my sister what happened, she started crying. She said, "I'm so sorry." I asked, "Why are you apologizing?" She wiped her face and said, "Because I thought helping quietly would protect your dignity. I didn't know I was giving him something he could use to control you." A few months later, I found another job, and for the first time in years, I paid my own rent. I spent 2 years believing I owed my boyfriend everything, but the person quietly keeping a roof over my head was my sister. She never asked for credit. She never made me feel like a burden. She just wanted me to be okay. Sometimes the people who constantly remind you of everything they've done have done far less than they claim, and sometimes the people who love you most are the ones helping quietly.